Hello, my people. My Lazarette people. We're in the Lazarette. And I'm about to take this, what do they call this thing? Rudder post? We're gonna call it a rudder post. The famous machinist of the Wrangell shipyard came over and told me, well, let's take that thing out. It's kind of suspicious on the outside. Not really sure what's going on with it. So we're gonna pop it off as if it's just gonna pop off. But so here it is. I don't really know how this thing's working. His comment on it was, it looks like it's steel, should be stainless. It might be stainless in here, but it doesn't make sense to have a steel shaft going through a packing box or packing gland or whatever that is, because it's going to constantly be prone to rusting and not having a good seal, and then you're constantly inviting water, rust, all those issues. So let's take it apart and try and get that sorted while we're here in the shipyard. I already loosened that bolt for the steering rams, I guess I would call those. Go ahead, feel free to comment below and tell me what these things are really called. The YouTube Shipyard School. But here we go. I'm not even sure if I have to take these off of here, but I guess I'm doing it anyhow. I'm thinking I'm going to be kind of twisting this thing around to drop down. Huh. I'm going to tell this to the camera so I can remember later. The washers go on top. That's interesting. Usually the washers are near the nut, but in this case, hey Scott, put the washers on top. Maybe someone can help me remember. Okay. Oh, it's pretty free, and now I got this little rudder angle indicator. There we go. Got that out of the way. Now, I'm gonna pull this thing up or push it down. It's got definitely some rust on it. I'm not sure if it's gonna want to go down. Don't really know what's going on here, to be honest. It's probably pretty seized up in here. Sure looks like it. It's a wonder it was holding together at all, to be honest. Not sure what I'm gonna do next. But let's go outside. I was gonna show you this spot that I'm working on up in here, where I suspect we had some water infiltrating through a thin spot in the hull, by the looks of it to me. I don't think I ever took you outside to show you that. I was going to, and then the machinist, who shall go unnamed, I don't know if he'll ever watch one of these videos and maybe chuckle at that, but if so, thanks for all your help. He's been an amazing resource, giving me advice worth a lot more than I'm paying for it, I'll tell you that much. So here we are. This is what I'm dealing with inside, is this thing. And I guess it's obviously, that is not gonna go up. It's welded around the bottom there. So something is dropping down out of here. So I gotta look at it that way. Think about that falling down. But here's the spot that is needing welded, obviously. And it looks to me like I'm getting water in somewhere in this. Could be one of these spots too. That's lower though. I think the water must be coming in up here somewhere. Could be that little crack right there. It'd be nice to hit that with a needle gun. Here's my prop, ready to come off. Pull that and this. And, he'd give me some tips on getting the prop to come off. Here's the rudder laying down here. So, we're breaking her down, dismantling the Alaskan Gypsy one piece at a time. Wonder if I'll tie a little safety line on that thing so that if I get to tapping on it and it falls down, it's not gonna fall down and potentially get damaged or damage something. So put a little safety line on that and maybe get a wire brush, try and clean up the inside and see if I can get it to pop down through that hole without too much fight, without too much damage. Here's my little line I'm gonna tie on it. I don't know. Seems like it's worth an idea. Oh! Fell on the stairs. So it was a little time lapse of working on the rudder post. Basically, I'm trying to get this packing gland thing off. It's made out of brass. I shudder to think of what it would cost to buy a new one. And it was really stuck on there. These things are meant to just slide on, and then they have bolts that push them down into the packing material, which is like a wax impregnated fiber. But in this case, it was really stuck on there. So I decided to take the top off while I was at it. Remove that little bolt deal there that clamped onto the arm. Arm came off easy, no problem. Now I had a little bit better access to try and get this, the top of this packing gland off. But there was a lot of, let's just call it corrosion on the shaft, the post itself, and so the gland did not want to slide off. The rust scale, I think, had built up and increased the diameter. So when in doubt, get the torch out, got it nice and hot. Basically, I could have just ripped that thing off there, I'm sure, but didn't want to damage it, so. Well, sometimes things just work out for you. Got that thing hot. I saturated it with PB Blaster, and we're getting some movement on it here. So I think it's working. I'm not sure if this is the thing I want to be doing, to be honest, but I think it is. I think I want to pop this up and slide it off the shaft. Welcome back. The battery died. Don't worry, I didn't really do anything. Got another battery. When I came back in here, I realized I got like a PB Blaster sauna going in here. If you've been around this stuff, you know what I mean. It kind of stinks, actually. I sure prefer the smell of WD-40, but for some reason, I got PB Blaster here. So, I'm kind of trying to figure out now what I gotta do with this thing. Don't want to damage it. I got a little bit of movement on this thing, but then it just did not want to keep going, and still it's trying not to put too much force on that brass. Could keep heating, keep it soaked. Probably the kind of thing where just let it sit overnight and come back, it'd probably do it some good. For some reason the shaft is not at all feeling like it wants to go down, which is kind of confusing because I'm pretty sure this whole thing should just slide down out of here, but it's feeling rock solid, not wanting to slide down. So, not sure what to make of that. Welcome back to the Lazarette. It's the next morning now, and I've actually already made a little progress today. Our machinist friend stopped by and I said, you know, this thing, it just is like so stuck in there. He said, keep working on it, try not to damage it. You want to get that thing off. So here we go. I was able to pry this thing, and I actually got it to where now the collar on this packing gland is quite loose. I think I'm going to just take that right off of there. So that's progress. That's what we call it. And this thing is probably got some packing down in there that's probably kind of stuck in an old rusty groove on this post. So I'm going to try and pull the packing out with something, and then maybe I can get that whole thing to slide down out of the boat like I was hoping to yesterday and failed to achieve. So that's where we're at. I'm going to go look for some sort of a picking tool to pull the packing out. Well, I found something. It's not really the tool, but it's a little pick. And it's the only thing like it I found. I've either seen them in the store or on board or somewhere, a little corkscrew thing. I thought there was one around, but maybe I just looked at one in the store one day or something. Wondered what it was. But I'm going to pick away at this thing and see what if I can get the packing out, clean it up a little bit, pick away at it. I'll let you know how it goes. Stop. Well, I'm getting some progress here, slowly. Basically, what I'm finding is that this old packing material is really in there inside of a pretty big groove, like it's worn a big groove inside this shaft. Not really sure what's going on with this thing, but it's actually, maybe it's not so much of a groove. It's in pretty rough shape. The packing is clearly worn out and in poor condition, and so it's not really coming out in one piece. It's more just kind of tearing out. Maybe if I had the right tools I could pluck it out, but it feels like it's just really kind of a mess in there, and I'm just gonna have to basically rip, tear, shred and pull it out, I think, unless I just completely don't know what I'm doing and there's some trick to this. The trick is looking like it's hard work and time. Not very hard, but you know what I mean. Slow going, picking. So here I go, picking. Quite a struggle, and I'm peeling this packing out of here a little shred by shred. Basically, you can see it's pretty tired old stuff. I don't know, maybe with the right tool it would all peel out in one piece, but I don't think so. I think it's caught under all these layers of rust, pitting, and scale, and it's just kind of a battle shredding it out piece by piece. So that's what's been going on here, but you get to come on here for the last moment where I think I'm about to get the last big piece out of here. And then, who knows, this thing might just fall down out of the boat, actually. I think I'm almost to the bottom of the packing stuff. Hoping it's just one last that chunk of nastiness. It feels like there it was. I think that was the last piece. And there. Now, why is it not falling out of the boat? That's kind of the question. What is keeping this thing in here now? Some more layers. Tell me there's more layers of that packing. Oh, there is. There's another layer. This one's actually in a little bit better condition though. Is that the bottom? That is the bottom. One last piece. Oh, look at that. Ooh, it's starting to fall out. Whoa. Here it was. Got the worm out. Just like the machinist said, the packing was worn into grooves in this old shaft. And that was what's keeping it in there. Boy, it felt like metal on metal, to be honest. Yeah, there we go. I guess that's probably why they had that line up here, or an eye, so you could pick this thing up. It's fairly heavy, actually. There's the rudder post. We're gonna let that fall right out the bottom. I have that line tied on it down there to keep it from falling all the way down. But let's go outside and check this out. Success. Tell Audrey, we got the rudder post to fall out finally. Me and my buddies here on YouTube.
Thanks for keeping them company.
Good job. It was pouring rain a minute ago, but I think it has stopped raining again. Nice timing. Let's see if the rudder post is hanging on my line I tied on it yesterday. Oh yeah. There it is. Look at that beautiful thing. Some grease down in there. That's where the packing was, I guess. And this was all in that rudder post tube for probably 30 years or something. There we go. Let's see. There's my trophy. Very badly pitted. All kinds of corrosion in there. It's like the machinist was saying. There's just sort of no way they should have a non-stainless rudder post, because obviously it's going to pit and rust and corrode, and then you're going to have this kind of issue where you're trying to keep water out of your boat around your rudder when it's a very uneven surface. So we'll probably be making a new one of these, I would guess. Stop recording.